Leave him right there.
Frequent calls to communicate are strictly prohibited and a violation of PRC policy. Thank you for using GTL. Thank you for using GTL.
Let me know.
What's good, Timmy?
What's up with you? Who this?
Man, this Hollywood Chuck, man. I'm here with your sister, man.
Hey, Tim.
How you doing?
Man, I'm feeling fantastic. How you feeling?
We're doing a live podcast right now, and we're going to be talking about you and some of your music and the stuff you've been doing since you've been locked up, and even before that, you know what I mean? Discuss what you want to discuss. You got 10 to 15 minutes to do what you need to do. Play, the songs you want to play. You can play half of one, half of the other one. Introduce yourself whenever you're ready.
Okay, I'm ready right now.
Hold on, wait. So we back with another Top TV. I got Kristen Halton and Timmy Halton right here in the building with me. We talking about family, prison, schizophrenia, and a life after that. You know what I mean? We got Timmy on the line right now. So what's good, Timmy?
Hey, what's up with you? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing fantastic, man. I can't complain, man. And I see that you're doing well as well, man, after everything that has happened.
Yeah.
So right now, you're incarcerated and you're currently doing what, life?
Life without parole.
Life without parole due to an illness that you had. And what is life like for you?
Well, I never had a day in court. I never went to trial or anything like that. I just took a plea bargain because I was looking at the death penalty, and I didn't want to catch the death penalty, so I took the plea bargain to this deal. But, you adjust to life. You adjust even in prison. I adjusted while I'm in here. I'm still doing my music.
Yeah.
I'm still writing. I'm still doing shows. We saw shows in the prison. I did 2 shows this year.
Okay, congratulations, man.
Yes. 19 years.
Still thriving, man.
19 years.
I'm working on an album right now called 1,000 Million.
1,000 million?
1,000 million. Because we the $1 billion baller boys. You know what I'm saying? Everything about money. So, it's 1,000 million.
I was telling Chuck about when you were younger, how you and your group Down and Under almost got signed with Def Jam Records and
Rhythm Room Days.
Rhythm Room Days. I mean, you've been doing music since what? You were 8?
2009.
2009. But you've been doing music back in the 80s.
He's been musically inspired.
Yeah. He did his first album in 93 with Down and Under because I was featured on that. Or was it 94?
Hey, Timmy, let me ask you this. If anything you could change, what would it be?
What would it be? It would definitely be related to coming into prison. It would definitely be related to them coming into prison. I wish that I never got caught up in all this shit. And that's pretty much what it would be. I wish I got a second chance, but we're trying to get back in the court. In the court.
You trying to get an appeal right now?
Yeah, I'm trying to get a sentence reduction. Like, I have this one song called 25. This is one my sister like a lot. Where it say I could do it 25, because they sentenced me and didn't give me an out date.
You said they didn't give you out date?
Yeah, they didn't give me an out date. I got life without parole.
Where are you currently locked up at right now?
Right now, I'm currently in Lima, Ohio.
So
I'm
you
in Allen Oakwood Correctional Institution.
So you still in Ohio?
Yeah, I'm still in Ohio. I've been in Ohio my whole bid. I got 19 in right now.
If you could talk to your family on the outside, not being in, how would you express yourself? Because I know that you went through a lot out here between the case with the police and then dealing with your sister and your mother. What would you change about that situation, and what would you do if you were still here out in the public?
Oh, if I never got this case?
Yeah.
I I would probably still be doing my music. I would probably still be doing my music. I probably would have made it by now.
Yeah.
Because I was doing a lot before I came in here. I had just dropped a new album, and I just dropped 2 new albums. One, I pressed it up, I pressed it up. That's back when CDs was selling. When you could hit the corner and sell.
Oh yeah, you can move your units. But I get that, Timmy. But what I'm asking you is, what would you change different between you and your family, the dynamics between you and your family, and as far as schizophrenia is concerned?
I would have listened to my mother more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aw.
I would have listened to my mother more.
You heard that, mommy?
Because she was always on point. Once I started taking, I've been taking psych medication since I was like a kid. When they was giving kids Ritalin and shit like that.
Yeah.
I was taking psych medication then. Because they said I was, I don't know what it was when I was diagnosed. They said I had a severe behavior handicap. Like I was real one of them badass kids.
Yeah.
Like, I used to always get in the fight. And stuff like that. And then I stopped. Because my mother took me off of that stuff. But when I got older as a teenager, like 19, 20, I started having to take Haldol again. Because I started hearing voices and stuff like that. I had a bad experience with some water, with some wet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I started hearing voices and shit. And
with the medicine.
So I started taking the medication and I became dependent on it.
Yeah.
Not like a drug, like a drug addict. It was like I didn't want to.
It was like you needed to be able to cope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. To keep my behavior on.
Your sister is crying, man, because your family love you. They love you near and dear, regardless of what happened, man. And they wanted you to be online for this interview. What can you say to your family right now, man, to just make them feel at ease and just, know that you got the same love for them that they got love for you?
Oh, I love them. I keep in touch. We email. We do phone calls. I definitely keep in touch. They're saying enough of business to come see me. I can't wait to see them. I miss them.
Yeah.
I definitely miss them. I miss my nieces. I miss my sister. I miss my mother.
I miss you too.
The whole family.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I love them. That's my support system right there. Even forget all these dudes I grew up with and all this stuff. That's my support system. That's what I really care about. That's what I want to make it home to.
Who?
I don't. My family.
Yeah.
My sisters. My family.
And we want you to come home too.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you rehabilitated since you've been down for so long, or do you feel that you continue to need that assistance going through life because of the condition that you have? Because it is a condition. It's not something that you're doing just because, but it's something that you're doing because you do have a condition.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely rehabilitated. I see the world different. I'm medicated. I get a shot every 3 weeks, a Haldol. It's a deck shot. And, I'm a totally different person than I was when I came in here.
How does that shot, Timmy, how does that shot help you cope with the depression and the schizophrenia that you deal with?
I don't hear voices in my head. I don't hear voices. I'm not on drugs. These guys in here, they're doing tunes, they're doing all this stuff. I'm not on drugs. I don't drink. I don't indulge in none of that stuff.
So you sober?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sober.
Congratulations to that, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You doing your music, you sober, you know, hopefully the judge will be able to realize that it was a condition that you had where you were prison versus you being a violent offender, because they booked you as a violent offender.
Yeah, they did.
Sorry.
At that point, I wasn't in my best at that point. So, but man, like I was saying, I would like to get a sales reduction because even if I just had 25 when I go through the board, at least I know I have an out date.
How is it looking for that sentence reduction? Is it something that is close, or is it something that's far fetched? Do we have to get some people behind you to be able to support what you got going on to make sure that you'll be able to come out? Because let's be honest, 25 is life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They've been working on a bill now where they're trying to cap the life sentence to 20 years. But you hear about this different stuff. Laws change. They got a lot of laws change. What I need to do, I would need a lawyer. That's pretty much my situation.
Yeah.
I did my case with public defenders and a court-appointed lawyer. So it's like these guys are like they just wanted me to take a plea deal.
For sure.
Because the state dropped the ball on him.
Yeah.
They took him off of the medication. 3 years before he was supposed to be off of probation, they took him off because he was doing good. He had 4 years. They gave him 1 year, and the police officer was dead 9 months later.
Let me ask you something. If you could send word to the police officer life that you took to the family, what would them words be?
You know, I'm trying to get back in the court, so there's some stuff I can't say.
Yeah. Do you feel empathy? Do you feel sympathy about what's been done?
Yeah, definitely. I had made a song about that issue of that on Second Chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had made a song about
Because what I'm looking at from the news, Timothy, and when the whole thing happened, Timmy, that they kind of rushed you and you didn't really know what was going on. You know, you didn't know that it was a police officer that was approaching you. You thought that it was somebody that was trying to actually rob you and take from you.
Yeah. When all of this happened, I was like, you know, I hadn't been on my medication then. Now I'm medicated. I hadn't been on medication in 8 months.
Mm-hmm.
I was paranoid. They said this, some of the stuff they said. You know, I take it to heart because I know I wasn't on my medication, and when like I said, I became dependent on the medication because once you start taking psych medication, you know that affects the mind, and then you stop taking it all of a sudden. And I had been on it so long, so many years that you know without it, I was like. I wasn't in the right mind state.
So you was fresh off probation when this whole thing happened.
Mm-hmm. Couple
I had
months.
been off probation about 8 months.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Taking off probation, they stopped my services to get my medication.
Yep.
And so the family, you feel empathy, you feel sympathy for the family, and you feel sympathy for the officer that life was took in that tragic night, due to the fact that, you know, your family is saying that the state dropped the ball.
Yeah.
Because you were thriving on probation.
I was doing great. I was doing great. I was taking my medication every month. I was going to get my injection. I was taking my
He was
therapy.
when he bought a house.
I was
Couple
Yeah.
months.
working the job. I had a good job. I was working.
You bought the houses?
I had my own place.
Do you feel like the medicine was a coping mechanism and that it helped you to sustain during these times?
Yeah, it definitely helped me. The medication definitely helped me. It's good. Some people don't want to be on medication and stuff. If you need something, you take it.
So you would recommend that to people that been through what you've been through?
Yeah, I would, definitely.
You know, what would you say to your mom who loves you dearly, who thinks about you, who supports you in everything that you've done thus far, and just want to see you free?
I tell her
In the
that
public, for that matter.
I'm fine in here. I love her. I miss her. And hopefully these laws on these books change. Hopefully I can get a lawyer. Because I can withdraw my plea. I never had a day in court. I made a plea bargain. And you can withdraw your plea. I've been going to the law library. I worked in the law library when I first came down.
So it was death or jail for you. It was either the electric chair or a lethal injection or life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That was the deal.
Exactly, that was the deal.
Do you feel like that was the deal because, let me ask you this, Tim, do you feel like that was the deal because it was a police officer and not a pedestrian?
A white police officer.
Yeah.
You feel like it was racial bias, Chrissy?
Yeah, I mean, it was a white police officer, a black man that was mentally ill since he was a child, in and out the hospital for years. Nobody really cared about that, you know. My brother had a lot of incidents, but until that happened, then everybody's like, oh no. But my mother been fighting for years, like, oh, okay. He has like 1 minute left, so I'm going to let him finish, maybe 2 for it cuts off automatically, and then we'll continue this. But, Timmy, really quick, can you play one of those songs for us? We don't have time. I know it's going to hang up. Just so they can hear a little bit of your music you've been doing. I'm so proud of you with that. Just to lighten a little situation a little bit. I know it's not easy to do, but go ahead and play it until you, I know it's going to hang up in like 1 minute. Yeah. I mean, he did this in jail. All right, Tim. I don't want to interrupt it, but it's about to hang up. I want you to do a closeout really quick. I'm gonna play some more of your music later on.
Yeah, so Tim, tell the world, you know, where they can find your music at, and also let the world know, you know, that it's not over for you, and you still fighting for freedom, even though, you know, things did happen and transpired and that caused you to be incarcerated.
Yeah, I'm going to put my music on all the platforms, the basic platforms that music's going on, and it's not over for me. I'm still trying to get back in the court. I just need a lawyer. If I had to go for me, I would give you the information about that. I need a lawyer. I want to withdraw my guilty plea and have my day in court, and at least get an out date or NGRI or anything like that. And,
let me ask you this, Tim. If you could be out today, if you could get out right now, what would you do?
I would raise my mama.
That's a fact. Hey, man, I appreciate you calling in. I appreciate you tapping in with us at Top TV, man. Let everybody know that you've been on the outlet platform Top TV, man. And I'm praying that you be released, man. You know, I'm praying for the family, the families, your family, and the officer's family as well. And, man, just keep on thriving and keep on going, my brother. You know, schizophrenia is a real illness that we need to take seriously, you know, and take it from Timmy, who's been incarcerated because he was not properly vetted from the illness. Take it from him.
Yeah.
He's somebody that has not been properly vetted from the illness, and he's somebody that's incarcerated for life because he was not properly vetted and he was not properly cared for. So now he has to do life in prison versus life, versus being treated as in a mental institution or treated medically. It's really a sad situation when we gotta. It's really a sad situation when we don't get the difference between criminal and medical. Mm-hmm. And Timmy is somebody that had been arrested over 90 times.
Timmy, how many times you been? Yeah, arrested, put in the hospital. Arrested, put in the hospital, and all that stuff. Before this, yeah, like a lot, like
before the police officer death, he had been arrested over 90 plus something times.
Mm-hmm. That's facts.
Before this incident happened, and so for somebody to be arrested that many times,
diagnosed in like 09, 07 or something,
they had an illness, and so they weren't properly vetted because of that. And when you're not properly vetted because of that illness, things like police officer shootings happen because schizophrenia is a real thing. Mm-hmm. And we got to really take heed to that. And if you got family members, what would you say to people who have family members that have the same illness that you have, Timmy? What advice would you give them?
I would tell them to support them, help them if they need a ride to the doctor, help them get to the doctor. Don't judge them, don't try to embarrass them or humiliate them.
Be patient with them.
Just help them with what they're doing.
Because let's be honest, your case was a special case because early on, they already had diagnosis for schizophrenia, mm-hmm. but it was very rare.
Right, at that time.
At that time, it was very rare. So
was it rare for us?
It was rare for us. It was still new for us.
Yeah,
in our community.
In our community. Thank you, because I wanted to make that a point.
In other communities, they might have understood it, but in our community, it was a little bit different.
Yeah.
So we didn't get Timmy probably didn't get the proper treatment that he deserved mm-hmm. to be able to be arrested over 90 times, to have several incidents happen, mm-hmm. and then one time he was arrested like twice in a day. He went to jail, got back out, and went right back in. I mean, was your mother bailing him out, or they was just letting sometimes him out? Well, my aunt bailed him out. My mother, they'll let him out. It was different because it was so many different things. So it would be sometimes they'll just take him to the hospital. Yeah. Most of the time they'll take him to the hospital, but I mean it depends on the situation. But it was just a consistent thing, and they just kept doing it. It's like they didn't stabilize him to where he could have got himself together, then got out, and then was able to function right. And when he was able to come out and function right, he was put on 4 years probation. He was doing great, and then they took him off. So it's like they didn't care no more. Oh, well, he's doing good for a year. Let's let him out. Right after this was after he had an incident with another police officer in South Euclid. So it's like you see what he's doing, but you keep letting him out. He had more than without the right proper treatment. I mean, let him out with the proper treatment. He won't go back in. He had more than one incident with the police? Yes. So to have more than one incident with the police and then have other incidents, it says something. Yeah. And you feel like your family feel like they did all that they could do at that time to be able to cope. Beyond all we could do, my mother did more than she was supposed to do, and it still didn't go anywhere. It was unheard until May 25th of 07 when that incident happened. What was the argument that in court with the police shooting that? Because you had all these incidents, and you had one incident prior to that with the police, and then you also had the incident that actually happened. Mm-hmm. So, what was the argument that the state was saying that gave Tim life? We never made it to court. Y'all never made it to court. No, that's what he was saying. So he never got his day in court. So are we going to court? Are we pursuing court right now? That's what he's trying to pursue.
He wants to do a GoFundMe.
And why not pursue court at that time?
Because of the
fear
laws,
of
the
death?
fears. He's a black man in America.
Was it fear
that
of
killed
death?
a white cop? Yeah, that killed a white cop. And I'm not trying to be racist. You know, obviously, you know me. I have multiple cultural friends, white, Jewish, everybody. I'm not racist. I grew up in Cleveland Heights, a very diverse place. But I have dealt with racism just being black in America.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. My brother, he is a good guy.
Yeah.
All you see online is him about being a cop killer. Nobody really cares about him being sick. My family dealt with so much.
Yeah.
And nobody gave a damn. And it's just like, it took that something so intense for them to lock him away and throw away the key, and nobody cared. So, you know, it's still hard to take.
You all fear for your brother's safety, so
Yeah.
y'all took the plea instead of taking it to trial.
Because you know they would have killed him. He killed a white cop in Cleveland Heights. I mean, I'm just being real. We don't know exactly what happened. I wasn't there that day, but this is what they say, that he killed a white cop in Cleveland Heights. So even with that on him not knowing what's going on, we don't even know everything. You know, you just, okay, he's sick, but we don't care.
Y'all just
he's
felt that in
really
your
sick,
heart.
though.
Y'all felt that in your heart that they would give
We
him
know
the
it in
chance.
our heart. You
Yeah.
know that in yours. Like, we
Yeah.
talking about America, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, not to be funny, the police used to, like, back in the 60s down south, hang Negroes and put them on trees and kill them just because, you know, and part of the KKK stuff. And then in America now, we've seen it with George Floyd. You know, I did a story about that. Look at what happened to him. You know, maybe that's what he was thinking. That could have been him. You know, It's like we don't know how to act or behave. Sometimes you get the lights behind you. You could be a citizen, no priors, you know, got your license together, no warrants, and still get nervous when the police pull behind you because you never know. And that's just a lot of black people, especially black men, but black women too. We all go through it. And it's not just a black thing anymore. It's just a people thing.
Yeah.
It's like, the police is here to protect us. I appreciate them,
Yeah.
but at the same time, sometimes they
We
kind
know how
of overuse
I
their
get.
power. Yeah,
we know
it's
how I
like-
can get. Let's be real.
Some of them
We
might
know
have
how I
mental
can
illnesses too, though. We never think about that part. Like, just because they're in the forest, they might have issues, emotional
Everybody
issues.
go through everything.
Exactly. And, you know, they might take that out on people sometime. But, Timmy, really quick, I want to wrap it up with you. I love you so much. I'm going to continue this
Hey
interview.
Tim, hey man, we appreciate you calling, man. Thanks for giving your insight, man. Keep your head
Sorry, I'm so
strong,
emotional.
man. And we fighting for your freedom, man, out here on the outside, man. We know that things happen and people go through different scenarios in their life. And, you know, we know that you're not a heinous criminal, man. We know that you had an illness. And we sync that through record.
Yeah. And now we get to hear your side and just hear your voice and know that, you know, it's deeper than what people just see and hear. And I love you so much, brother. I'm going to talk to you later. If you get a chance to call me later tonight, I appreciate you, okay? Hello? Okay, by the way, he's an Aries. I'm an Aries. His birthday's March 30th.
We Aries.
I'm April 5th. You're
It's
Aries. So we
random.
celebrate our birthday every year
It's
together. We
random
were
right now.
tight. We are tight.
It's ramming right now.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's ramming. So, I love you, brother. I'll talk to you soon.
Hey, we going to be back with another Top TV. Make sure y'all stay tuned. Peace, bro.
That's it?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So this is that small project I did in mass, and if people apply themselves under my leadership, a lot of people gonna win. But I really need serious students, and it was just like I learned it was bigger than me when I started winning people cases, because there's nothing like another case. I was in the lunchroom, and the warden them came surrounded me. I'm eating lunch with my guys, and he said, "Jermaine, I want to thank you." And he was like, "This lady just called our office crying. Her son won." And it was just like those little bitty moments.
And it's just I want to mic check too. With my big old hat.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear me too.
Yo, we back with another Top TV. I'm here with Christian Halton.
Hey, also known as Chrissy Ball.
Also known as Chrissy Ball, of course. Affectionately known as Chrissy Ball.
Thank you.
We in the building, and we talking about Tim Halton. And is it Jeanette? Or
Jeanette.
Janet?
It's Jeanette.
It's Jeanette Halton.
Jeanette Halton.
Your
Well,
mom.
Jeanette Tiggs now. She got remarried.
Jeanette Tiggs. So
But she's
your
single now.
So your mom had Timmy at an early age. That's your older brother.
Yes. She had my brother at
16.
16, me at 17.
Didn't want to have kids,
No, unfortunately.
but she did have your brother, and she raised them.
She was married by 16.
Yeah.
Married and divorced by 19.
And so you had a documentary. Y'all had a documentary on your life. Mm-hmm. Who shot that documentary?
Investigation Discovery Channel.
Investigation Discovery Channel.
Mm-hmm.
Why did they shoot that documentary about your brother and your mother?
Because my brother
And you.
is doing life in prison without parole for the murder of Cleveland Heights officer Jason West on May 25th, 2007, Memorial Day weekend. It was supposed to be a fight in Cleveland Heights. Jason was responding to the fight. My brother had nothing to do with the fight. The fight was down the street from where my brother was. Jason West just randomly pulled up in front of my brother's truck after he backed into a driveway in one of his friend's driveway. And as you know, my brother's paranoid schizophrenic. He was off of his meds for 8 months at that point. And when he pulled up, I guess in his mind, with everything going on down the street, from what they say, as soon as the car pulled up, I guess when he stepped out, he was hit, because my brother's left-handed, point blank range in his head. And then I guess they say my brother got out the car, stood over him, and let off like 5 more shots or whatever.
The police officer.
Yeah, I'm sorry. But and he escaped. They found him later in a house of a family member that we knew on Beechwood in Cleveland Heights. I think the shooting happened on Altamont in Cleveland Heights.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, it was a lot going on before that happened. And like he said, I don't even think he even recognized who was who and what was what. He was just like, okay, somebody's pulling up on me. Is somebody getting pistol whipped down the street,
what did
literally?
He tell you? What did he say to you? Did he get a chance to explain to y'all what happened? Did he talk to you and your mother about what transpired
in his
that
mind?
night?
He does not think that he did that.
Who is the officer?
Jason West.
Jason. So Jason
They
West.
have a street on Cedar Road, between Lee Road and Coventry. It is
Jason West Boulevard.
yes. And rest in peace, Jason West, and to the family, my condolences and all that. I'm so like.
So Jason West was gunned down by your brother unknowingly because someone else was being arrested.
Or was being beat up down the street. They didn't get arrested yet. He was coming to the crime. He was supposed to be pursuing the crime down the street. But, my brother was known in Cleveland Heights, so I think that Jason pulled up on my brother because he's known to do things. He had mental illness issues, and I think that he went directly to the source, like, oh, it must be Timothy Halton because he's always a problem. But he wasn't the problem that day. Jason shouldn't have pulled up in front of Timothy because he had nothing to do with
So where
that.
was Timothy at? He was at your location?
He was up the street. We live in South Euclid at the time. He was up the
This was
street
at
at a
Cleveland
whole
Heights.
nother house. Yes. He was like 10 houses away from the incident.
Yeah.
So instead of going past Timothy, he stopped in front of Timothy.
Well, did he know his car?
He knew his car because my brother was known because he was going through his ins and outs with the police. And I told you, he had a prior incident where he beat up like 3 or 4 South Euclid cops. He did 2.5 years for that. So you know that he beat up a cop. Not only that, my brother also had the Secret Service on him because he threatened to kill the president. My brother threatened to kill the police before. They knew that he was paranoid schizophrenic. And he didn't just threaten to kill the police. He was saying that they were after him. It wasn't like, I'm just going to kill the police. He was just saying the police was after him. And, if I have to protect myself type thing. But he's been on record saying this thing. So you know that he's sick. You know that he's violent. My brother helped me and a couple of my family members hostage when he was not medicated. This was 2 months before the murder. Okay? Held us hostage for like 3 hours, threatening to kill me. He pulled a gun out on me and my children. He didn't use it because he caught himself. He was sick.
Chrissy, you had several incidents with your brother.
Yes. And they didn't care.
Prior to this.
Yes. Nobody cared though.
What was it a thing where you wanted your brother to get help and they were releasing him?
Yes. It got so bad to where it was times where I had to call the police on him because I needed him to be okay. Put him somewhere so nobody kills him and he don't kill nobody. Or even me or my mother. And then it wasn't like when he was medicated, he was fine. My brother was a good guy. He was on his stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then when he wasn't medicated, he was not the same person. And
so you and your mother
they would let him back out. And then if we it got to the point where sometimes when he would do stuff, we were scared to call the police because we didn't want him mad at us. Like, you're going to let him back out. You're not going to medicate him. He might try to hurt my aunt. He might try to hurt one of the kids. He might try to hurt me. But he wasn't like that on medicine. He wasn't no person that just hurt people. He loved us.
Yeah.
He loves us. So it's not, I'm battling between fighting with a mental illness and a person that I grew up with. We a year and 6 days apart. We did music together. We did a lot of stuff. One of the reasons I went to, because I recently graduated from media school.
Congratulations.
And one of the reasons for him, for me, for our career, even him being in there, he's doing his music. I told him one day, even though you're there, you might get out. And if you don't, I'm going to keep your music alive. I'm going to keep stuff alive. Only time me and my brother used to feud was when he was sick.
Yeah.
So now that he's medicated, our relationship is great. But before he went in, I was a little scared of him because I didn't know him.
What was days like that?
It was
when
terrible.
Your brother wasn't medicated?
Man, it was very scary. I know for the people that...
And was it a time where he didn't take medication where he was normal?
No. After they started giving him the medicine when he was younger, like he said, when he was 16, he experimented with drugs and it made it more intense. But before that, it was already crazy. That made it go
prior to 16, he was already having different.
He already had a court case. He had to go to court.
He had mental difficulties prior to 16.
He caught a case because he was they say he was abusing a squirrel, but he seen the dead squirrel. I was there with him.
First it was a bird, then it was a squirrel.
Okay, it was a dead bird. He did experiment with that, but the squirrel was dead in the middle of the street, and it was half dead. Somebody ran him over. He was trying to take the squirrel out of his misery. Yeah. So when the police, he was trying to finish it off, I guess. I don't know what he was thinking. At that time, I'm just his sister, and I'm just there. And somebody called the police on him. They arrested him. Yeah. He had to go to court. He was not even 10. and they put him in a program, and then they put him on Ritalin or something. And once he started taking that medicine, it changed him. I don't know if you've seen the documentary on Investigation Discovery Channel.
I did.
Okay, now let me explain the shocking. My brother did used to shock us, but he was like an inventor. So he took a jack off the wall. He tried to, make a little machine. You could press the button and it shock people. He was just experimenting.
But
he would do that with his friends, but that was for fun. It wasn't to torture anybody. I think my mother misunderstood that.
But for you, it scared your mom.
Yeah, it did.
It scared your mom.
It scared her to death.
And
I mean, it would scare her.
At some point,
I understand,
it became more violent.
Yeah, as he got
And
older,
you were the person that was receiving most of the violence
because I was so close to him. Like I
Yeah.
said, we're a year and 6 days apart. Both Aries. His birthday March 30th. I'm April 5th.
It seemed like you
we
torn.
used to very much so.
It seemed like you torn because you love your brother, but at the same time, you don't want to be harmed.
Right. And I don't want him to harm anybody that he loves because I know that it's not him. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're looking in somebody's eyes, you know when you don't see them no more. You know when you see something else there and it's not normal. And it's like, it's a little scary. And it's like when you know somebody, no matter how much you know them, when they're sick, you don't know them no more. And anything can happen. I mean, if it wasn't Jason West, it could have been me. If it wasn't me, it could have been, somebody else. It was going to be somebody until they properly medicated him. Now he's in jail. He is doing life without parole, but he is properly medicated.
Let me ask you this question.
The difference.
Let me ask you this. When Timmy was doing well on probation, buying cars and moving out, did you think we had finally escaped the cycle of fear or where he was always waiting for the other shoe to drop?
I thought that he was going to finally be able to pursue his rap career. He would be able to live a life, get married, have kids. My brother has no children. I mean, my daughters are like his kids, what I'm saying? So he had so much life. He was 20 something when he went in, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, he missed a lot of life. And then he took somebody else's life that shouldn't even be gone. And I feel like Jason West, he would be here if the state did not drop the ball on my brother. I think people got to understand that. That was something that could have been prevented if the right...
Let me ask you this, Chrissy. If your mother had gone through with shooting your brother that day, how do you think your relationship would be different today? Would you have been able to live with that secret?
What do you mean? Like, would it have been a secret, though? Like,
Maybe.
I mean, I don't even know how I would have even...
Possibly because nobody was there that day when your mother...
I see the thing about it, I never knew.
Because this is things
I'm
on the
going to tell you something. When I saw the documentary, I didn't even know that. My mother never told me that. I was shocked myself, and I'm still like, wow, Ma. And it really tore me up because I didn't know she was that conflicted. So when I seen that documentary, I didn't sit there when she was actually recording. I took her there, and I knew what the story was about. I didn't know that she was going to take him and kill him. So I'm still trying to work with that. I'm still trying to process that.
How would you have felt that? How would you have felt about that with your mother? And how would that relationship with your mother have been?
If I would have known, you mean?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Because eventually it probably would have came out.
I would have been devastated. How could you take the life that you gave? Like, no matter even what my brother does.
Even the thought of that.
Even the thought of her thinking like that hurt. Because... I have daughters. It would never be a day that I would ever think about taking them away from this world.
When you seen the documentary,
it hurt me lightweight because I know that was my mother, and it hurt me that she had to suffer like that. If that's what she really felt like, at the same time,
because she let's be honest, she dealt with this over 19, 18 plus years.
But it's other way. It was other ways.
Issues with you, and issues with your brother, and really trying to protect you and your daughter and herself.
Yeah, but is that really protecting yourself? Taking away your child? Is that going to protect you from God? That's not going to protect you from God, though. You know what I'm saying? That's a decision. I get it. At that point, it should have just been like, I don't know, because I can't even answer that. I'll just be honest with you. That's a really, really tough thing to to think about. I will have to really come back with that because I'm still processing that. Like I said, I didn't even know that was even an option in her mind. If that was me, I wouldn't have never thought that way. But if that's to the severity of how she felt, it hurts me even more that she was feeling like that.
Your mother said she felt like the monster's mother. And did you feel like the monster's sister? And how did y'all
I did at a time. Not all the
together?
time, but I did at a time because when my brother got mad, he would get mad at the closest people to him.
After the shooting of the police. After the shooting of the police, did you feel like the monster sister, like your mother felt?
I felt like the monster sister before the shooting of the police. After the shooting of the police, I felt like, I hate to say this part though, I felt like, okay, damn, my brother finally did what everybody knew that was going to happen. Because how could you not see that happening? Like, it's impossible. Because unless you just didn't give a, you know what I'm saying? That's how I felt. And then I also felt like once he killed the police officer, I felt like, damn, he really did that. That could have been me. I didn't even think my brother was capable of murder. So when he used to like be mad and flip out, I didn't take him serious all the time until I really seen him get serious. But when I actually seen that he actually did something like that, I realized that maybe my life was in jeopardy. Or maybe the reason that he didn't kill me or my mother because he loved us. And, you know, he still got a heart. You know, your mind is gone, but your heart's still there.
Let me ask you this. You still love your brother.
Of course. And he still loves me.
Because he's your brother. But because of so much physical and emotional scars, is it hard for you to balance your love for him with your love for yourself?
No, because I know he loves me, and I know that it was because he has a mental illness, and that's factual. My brother, when I was sick, I had brain surgery when I was 23 years old, and my brother would pick up my daughter from school. You know, I had her at 18 when I was young. He would help me out. I could barely walk. I was blind in my left eye. I had a disability. Yeah. I had surgery. I was able to come back. I bought like houses. He was helping me with my houses. Like he was actually nurturing me, but he was on medication. Mm-hmm. He was good. This was after he got out. He went to jail a little bit after I had brain surgery, but I was able to function. I was good. You know, I'm good now. I should be handicapped. Thank you.
What year was that?
That was in 2005. Yeah, a long time ago. You know, we've been through some things. I try to like keep my life private, but it just gets to the point where when I see all this stuff happening in the news and mentally ill cases and people just not understanding, like I'm thinking like, you know, F my pride. It's time for me to talk about it. People need to know because it could be a family member out there. It could be a person suffering from mental illness and I could save a life. So why would I be quiet? You know what I mean? And excuse my voice, I've been yelling and it's been a long week. So yeah, it's like my brother is in jail, yes, but he shouldn't be there. And Jason West should not be dead.
Let me ask you this.
But it's a reality now, and now we got to work through it. Now we got to look at how can we prevent this from happening to somebody else.
Let me ask you this, Chrissy. Your mother said she wished in the documentary that it was it was Timmy instead of Jason. And does a part of you say that does a part of her say that because she want to feel safe knowing that he could never come back, knowing that Jason could never come back, a part of that would make her feel safe that Timmy had died? Because she said in the documentary that she'd rather it been Timmy versus Jason. And how do you feel about that statement? That's a tough thing to.
That's like
that's a tough pill to swallow.
I'm a mother myself, like I said, and I understand that she could be frustrated. Maybe she said that out of frustration, but it's nothing in the world. Even if things happen in life, and I feel so bad that my brother took somebody's life and for their family. But I would never, ever, ever want my kids to die, ever. I would never want them to be in that position. So I understand maybe she was upset, but I don't really think she really felt like that deep in her heart until she experienced that. She's never lost a child, so how could she know? And any parent that ever lost a child, it probably hit them too. Like, that's just something you shouldn't say. But I don't know what's in her mind and what's in her heart, so I can't speak for her. I can only speak for myself. And it kind of bothered me, but then it made me like, maybe that's how messed up she was over the situation. I can't judge her for that.
Yeah.
You know, that's her. This is me. I don't agree with it, but I mean, if that's how she felt, I can't judge her and I can't change her mind about that. I mean, she went through a lot of shit. Excuse my French.
After everything y'all been through, the blood on the wall, the closets, the courtrooms, what is the one thing you want people to know about why you stayed and kept fighting for Timmy?
Because that's my blood. That's my brother. I love him. I knew he was mentally ill. I know he's a good-hearted man. I grew up with him. I was raised with him. And I think a lot of things that he was doing was very misunderstood. My brother is an intelligent man. He broke the proficiency code in Cleveland Heights, Ohio at Oxford Elementary School at like 8 years old. He was very smart. But he was also had issues. And I think that a lot of times it's a thin line between intelligence and mental illness. People get that confused. And you could be very smart. You might know it. Or you could be, like they say, woke. And then if you're woke in the 80s or you were woke in the 90s, you were crazy. If you said, I seen a UFO, oh, you need to go to the psych ward. Nowadays, I seen a UFO. Where's the video? It's so different now. We're talking about in the 80s and the 90s when this was not understood and it wasn't seeked out. Nobody cared. My mother story came from a book that she wrote with Dr. Johnson. She's a white woman, a doctor. And her son is paranoid schizophrenic as well. But because she has the money, and it could be the race thing too. I'm not going to just make it seem like...
How did her son come?
He's fine. He's on medication. They got him. He's in a facility. No problem. My mother had to struggle.
He didn't go to jail.
Nah.
He didn't go through the episodes that Timmy went through.
He went through episodes, but
it didn't get that.
It didn't get that far.
It didn't get that far
because, like I said, maybe it's different now, but especially back then when you were like our complexion. And I'm not trying to make it a race thing. I don't want it to be that way, but it is a real issue. And yes, it was a real issue. Yes, he was black in America. And he had issues. Yes, low income. I mean, we lived in Cleveland Heights. We weren't poor, but you know that medical bill goes like this. You're looking like cross-eyed trying to read it.
You gotta give him that medication.
Yeah, and it costs money, and that's exactly why they took him off of probation, because they couldn't afford to give him the anti-psychotic injections anymore. He had 4 years probation. You gave him 1 year after beating up 3 cops in South Euclid, and then 9 months later he kills a cop, and now you want him to go to jail for life? That's really effed up. Considering all the times we called you,
feel like
all the times we had
Cleveland Heights that you feel like dropped the ball.
I feel like not the state of Ohio.
State of Ohio.
The whole state of Ohio. Because he was going through with South Euclid, Cleveland Heights, anywhere. He had high-speed chase. When I say the Secret Service had our phone tapped and was at our house because he threatened to kill the president, that's real. The Secret Service put my brother in a facility, and oh, that's my people from YLP. So shout out to YLP in a facility, and they didn't take care. They didn't take care of anything. They just put him in a facility. They watched our family, and then they let him out 2.5 years, a year or so later. Then he beat up the cops. Then he went to jail for 2.5 years. He comes out. He's on probation. He's doing good. He's buying houses. He's doing his music. Oh my God, Timmy Halton, you're doing so great. Let's take you off of probation. We're so smart.
Let me ask you this, Chrissy. Do you feel like you and your mother grieve for the same person, or do you grieve for the teddy bear while as remembered as the monster?
I grieve for Timothy Halton, who every part of him, the good, the bad. I grieve for him because I know him. That's why I wanted to bring him on here today so people can get to know him a little bit. All I know is the guy that was cussing people out of court and killed the police officer, and he crazy. They don't know that he's a real person. They don't know that he's got education. They don't know that he grew up in church. My grandfather is Bishop Stanley Halton, over 50-something churches in the world. We have an organization. We are holy people. We grew up in church. When they talk about the story, my mother was talking about meeting my father in church. We are good people. We just had a really bad time with his mental illness.
Speaking of that, When the family suggested exorcism, do you feel like they were blaming your mother or the environment rather than seeing the demon you all saw in Timmy?
I think that she
or your mom saw in Timmy.
I think that I'm not
said
gonna
these-
lie. He
because
had
she
some
said these
episodes.
things.
No,
She
he had
said
some
these
episodes
things
where
on
he
the
was
documentary.
barking like a dog. He was doing like stuff that you would think he was
Your
possessed.
mom said these things.
I've
on the
seen
documentary.
a little couple things, and considering that we did grow up in church, you would think like the people that are inclined and anointed, they have demons that come after them too.
Yeah.
So of course she's going to look on the spiritual side too, which makes sense because that could be another thing too. That can also play with mental illness. But the fact that he was sick, he was doing things, and it was like 1 minute he's like, oh my God, I'm hearing voices. He's talking crazy. Next minute he's hot, happy and cool. Next minute he's banging on the door. Next minute we haven't seen him for days. And when we find him again, he's like, his hygiene is bad. So we didn't know what to do. At this point, we're giving him medication. He's taking his medication. If he telling us he's taking it, like at first he was on pills. So he's saying he's taking it, but then we start noticing, Tim, you don't smell right. Have you took a bath today? Oh, now he's mumbling. So it's like you can notice little signs of mental illness and not really notice it. And then boom, all of a sudden they're just acting irate. They're acting crazy. And it's like, oh shoot, here we go again. Now we got to call the doctor. They won't answer. Do you know, the night that my brother held me and my friend, my cousin and my friend Dana and two of my children hostage, when he left, he ran. My cousin took him to a shelter. He begged them for medication because, he was at the point where he was threatening my life. He was like losing it and he caught himself. That's how I know that he loves me because he caught himself. He was literally on the verge of taking my life that night.
Physically,
he pulled a gun.
With a gun.
He pulled a gun. He had a AR-20 something. And he didn't shoot it, and I was so happy that
What
he
were
did
the
that.
things that you would
I
say?
ran into my house. I
What
like my
were
doors.
some of the things that you would say to your brother when you were going through?
But wait, let me tell you this really quick. So the night that happened, my cousin took him to the shelter. They signed him in. They let him stay a couple days. They were supposed to get him medicated and get him a bed. Do you know, 2 weeks after he killed the police officer, they called my mother and told him they had a bed and medication for my brother. So my thing is, that night that he was
not do it prior?
Right, like why couldn't y'all just help him then? Because then maybe the police officer wouldn't be dead. And maybe he could have had more time to develop his life and do stuff to where he wasn't so dependent on the medicine, or he had the financial stability to pay for the medicine, and then he's good. Like things could have been so much different.
You feel like the state dropped the ball.
Yes, I know they did.
Hey,
It's
we're
a
going to be
fact.
back with another Top TV. Make sure y'all stay tuned.
Yeah, we're coming back, y'all. Yes.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yo, we back with another Top TV. I'm here with Christian Halton.
Hey,
we
Chrissy
talking
Ball,
about
y'all.
we talking about Timmy Halton, her brother who suffered from paranoid schizophrenia, a disorder that plagues America. You know what I mean? That a lot of people deal with, that is overlooked, especially in the black community, and a lot of blacks are locked up for paranoid schizophrenia versus getting help.
Bipolar, emotional. We got mental issues, emotional issues that could just simply be addressed. Maybe medication,
in
counseling.
Your brother's particular case,
he is schizophrenic.
He had over 90 incidents where
he was arrested.
He was arrested, and the police in the state kind of still overlooked that.
Oh, definitely. They didn't care. They didn't overlook it. They didn't give up.
What would you say to the state of Ohio and surrounding states and the United States in general about the case of your brother, you know, and him being overlooked over 90 plus cases dealing with his schizophrenia? What would you tell the people in office about that in the medical field?
I would say that it is so many ways to use these tax dollars, and this is one of them. You're going to save lives. You're going to save money by looking into the mental illness, the programs to help people. I think it's to financially put it. It's a process financially, but they have money for games. They have money for wars, but can't feed the poor. But they don't have anything set aside. Right. They don't have anything.
But it's real though.
Yeah, set aside. But they do, and they make it look like, oh, we have this and we have that, but you don't see it as much as you should. And I feel like if they would have, and still to this day, put more into having officers, and they do have some in some communities where they have officers and they have people that are familiar with people with mental sicknesses, mental illnesses that can help. A lot of lives have been lost, not just officers, but people because of this issue and misunderstanding of this issue. So you can change a lot just by putting more time into that. The kids that are growing up, some of the kids are going through stuff. They're embarrassed. They don't want to talk about it. Or the parents are too embarrassed to take their kids to go see a psychiatrist. Make sure they're okay. They might not need medicine. They might need a counselor. You never know what's going on. Those things can change a lot. You know what I mean? Don't ever be embarrassed of something that you're going through inside of your body. It's not your fault. It's okay. It's people that's here for you. You just got to find the right resources. You got to look online. You got to, make phone calls. But I want people to start paying attention to their loved ones. If somebody's always acting crazy or funny, don't make fun of them. Figure them out. See what's going on with them. They could take their own life too. You got to think about suicidal people too. It's people out here that kill themselves because they don't want people to know. They want to keep it so private and secretive that they would rather take their own life or somebody else's life instead of just saying, listen, I'm sick, I hear voices. And they'll just go do something crazy and feel like, hey, I'm in jail, I'm relieved now because I don't have to worry about them voices making me do stuff. Now I'm locked up. And that's crazy because that's how it gets. And when people are sick, they don't think they're sick people. So don't think when you ask somebody, are you okay? And they say, I'm okay, but then they're doing crazy stuff that they're okay. Check deeper into that. It's about us to be together and work together because this is real. This is real. This is my real life. A lot of people did not notice about me. And the people that did notice about my life, I appreciate they have supported me through the years. Thank you. And I want anybody that feel like they ever want to speak out about that, do it. Because you're going to help somebody.
Hey, I appreciate you coming on and telling your story.
Thank you, Chuck.
I appreciate y'all watching the Top TV. Stay tuned for inspirational stories like this and informational podcasts that can help people grow and just be informed about different mental disabilities and just help people grow in their endeavors throughout the years, man. So we'll see y'all next time.
I would like to thank you, Chuck. I would like to thank YLP for joining us. I would like to thank Investigation Discovery Channel for showing my story. I want to thank my brother, Timothy Halton, for being the best brother.
Timmy,
even though he's going through things, I like to thank my mother. I know it was hard, Mommy. But and I like to thank the audience for tuning in. Thank you so much for giving us your time, listening to my story, checking him out. Check us out. This will be a rerun. So if you didn't get the whole entire story, it's coming right up now. Thank you, y'all. Check us out. Tell them where